Hello, everyone. We
Hi
are back.
everyone, welcome back to this new episode on our thoughts on our channeling. And I have a question for you, Leo. How is it to channel the Mantis?
They are quite lovely. Their energies were very grounded and smooth. It was, I can sense they were helping me to really stabilize and find that balance that they were speaking of. Throughout the transmission, I was a little bit high at, before we recorded, but during the recording, I sort of really found a nice ebb and flow, I feel, and they helped me a lot in that. And um, yes, their energy was quite gentle, quite bright and gentle. And when they were describing their pod, it's like I could see it was like a pod in space. It was like I could see it was kind of like stars clustered together in a tight pod, but each star was a mantis, a lotus mantis being, and it was very beautiful. And when they were talking about landing, um, like I can kind of see like stars or the mantis beings, lotus mantis beings, kind of flying off from their pod and then landing on the earth. And so that's how I visualized it. But yes,
Wow.
they're very lovely.
And how do you feel yourself? Do you feel light? Do you feel grounded? Do you feel that you have a lot of energies or?
I feel light and grounded. I feel a good amount of energies, but it's not overwhelming or um, it's a nice flow. It's a nice flow, and I feel integrated and grounded. And yes, I feel really good. I feel really nice. How about you, Caroline?
I feel still a lot of energies, more located into my heart area. But I haven't done all the preparation that I should have, as they mentioned. I have been quite experiencing some joys because yes, I have been listening to a song all over the whole day yesterday, the whole day today, and be jumping up and down. And so I know that this is not the ideal preparation, and that I should have rested in silence way much more. So I think this is why still feel a kind of energies that are not being, maybe stuck. Maybe they are stuck within the heart area or stagnant in this way. So yes, I think that I will have to walk, or I will have to do something in order to release all of that. Um, but yeah. And so, what are your main insights from this channeling video?
Well, I loved what they all said about disclosure and ascension all being a process, and it's not really a overnight thing. But really, what stuck out to me the most was the idea of finding that harmony balance in between our lows and highs, and that yeah, we don't have to necessarily shoot for the highs. We I think that there's a place for that, having our goals, having um it, like what we call the joy protocol in the morning, whether that's dancing and listening to music or exercising and all this, but that it's actually we don't need to hold on to that, try and hold on to that. And I think that's what I've been really trying to do is hold on to that state because it feels so good. I feel so alive, but in my desire and my sort of forcing to hold on to that, I am in a way you could say depleting or ignoring other aspects of me. And I think that has to directly deal with our lower body, you could say our lower centers. And I think that's where the grounding comes in, the resting in silence, stillness and just relaxing. So me as well, Caroline, I think I need to revisit that more and really I do feel like I'm more and more finding this balance that I'm seeking. And I think that all of us are seeking in some level this sort of very loving stability, this joyful peace. And at least for now, I think it looks like for me and I think for us is the yes, sort of maybe reaching for the skies in the morning, when the sun is rising and shaking it up, getting our body moving, but then yeah, taking that time to really relax, let it settle, and then going out our about our day in a more peaceful, loving way and with ease, grace, and abundance. And so I feel I think I should experiment or rather do that more or allow that more maybe.
Mhm. And what I enjoyed about what they said is the fact that this is also an inner process, this idea of disclosure. Because to be honest, I was, yes, a little bit scared when I knew that Ashtar wanted to talk about that topic. I wasn't very comfortable because I don't know that much about UFOs and UAPs. I watch a little bit of documentaries and some TV shows on it, but I am definitely not an expert. And so I was quite afraid that they would speak about high-tech things that I don't even understand. And so they took it very smoothly with me. And I think it's the first step. I think that they will speak more about it later, but it's a step-by-step process. And even the fact that they said that this idea of disclosure is also an inner process of disclosure, that we also will find the truth at an inner level, that it's ourselves more and more individually that we will find this truth and access this truth, because we will be more drawn to look at this on the television, or because we will see some signs here and there. And so I really enjoyed that what they said about this, that this is also an individual process. And yes, I think that everything that they said was interesting. And what surprised me from the Mantis collective was the fact that they mentioned Buddha.
Yeah.
It was very interesting. Um, so, did you receive other informations, or did you see pictures while channeling this information?
So prior to channeling, when the name Lotus came through, that's also when the idea of the Buddha came through as well. And I was like, oh, so they were tied to, they helped the Buddha and that sort of lineage and culture. And so I think, yeah, I think they're very much, I don't think they were, so they were specifically speaking of this one known as the Buddha, but also the energy of the Buddha and that the Buddha is known for being very peaceful, for being joyful in a very peaceful way. And I think that's sort of the energy as well uh that they a lot of it that they embody a big that's a big part of their energy as well. And and so yeah, and what you were saying also about the more like sort of high tech information of like, oh, maybe how are UFOs built? What are the physics? You know, I do think that maybe in time these channelings or information will come through. I've also received guidance that they are already coming through, but they're coming through our human scientists, and that is really how our higher guides prefer to work. Because they want it's as if they're sending us the energy and they want that energy to uplift us from the inside out because they've spoken about this and Ra has spoken about this in the books as well that when they came in the past to and just physically appeared before us, this was quite shocking and even shocking in a good way because they became idolized and it's like, oh, they are the gods. I am not really, or I am a lesser god, or this sort of idolization came into play. And so I know that our higher guides now, they don't prefer that. What they prefer is for us to empower ourselves and then reach their level, or at least a similar layer of level, and then we can interact more in a so-called physical or really direct way. And I think that's what really this ascension, or a big part of what the ascension process and the disclosure process is about. It's about humanity uplifting itself up in human form. And when we've sort of cleared out and uplifted and beautified things that have gone a bit amok, that we've created amok a little bit, then we're ready. And if that's still ongoing, then it's as if they just come and solve everything and be like, okay, we're gonna clear all the pollution, all this, we'll deactivate all the nukes or whatever it may be. It's like they're they're not giving us the space to empower our own I am presence self, and it becomes more of a, oh, it's, angels coming from the heavens, come rescue us. And so I believe that that's not their main mission. Their main mission is to help us empower ourselves to create this experience of joy ourselves within, and then we'll meet collectively at a perfect time.
I totally agree with you, Leo, and that's what I listened to also in other channelings as well. That yeah, that we should, yes, empower ourselves, and that they don't want us to worship them, that they want us to be and to feel and to know that we are kind of equal
Mhm.
to them. And yes, for that we maybe have to, yes, master our thoughts, master what be aware of when we are experiencing some peaks and some downs, and that we need to be in a peaceful state. And I completely agree with you. And what I also enjoyed was that they spoke about this idea of balance, of being able to receive, of stillness, that I did not expect, to be honest. I was more expecting
Mm.
other informations, but not this one.
Yeah.
And so it was a very good reminder that if we want to have first to connect and also to receive information, we have to allow the energies to come through and to allow the informations. And so for that, it requires a specific state, and the state of being at ease, being at peace, to be able to receive. Because if we are stressed, if we are closed, if we are just busy, then we don't receive anything, because we are just, our mind is just too much scattered, and we are just pulled in different directions. And so I really enjoyed what they said, and I also enjoyed what they said about clarifying and harmonizing our thoughts, because from time to time we may have uh, some opposite thoughts. And
Yeah.
so it is sending different kinds of signals that are not understood, um, because we're just sending A and B, and these are different messages. And that we, before we, if we want to make a contact, that we should first harmonize, assess within ourselves what we want, and to harmonize our thoughts. I also enjoyed this message as well.
Yeah, me too. And I think that's gonna be a whole nother topic, maybe related to the law of attraction or how thoughts create reality. I'm sure it's all related, but yes, I'm sure that we're gonna go more in depth. Our guides will tell us more about that. But yeah.
Yeah, I agree that there are just uh, it's yeah, it's like a new episode each day. The more and more we learn, we practice, and the more and more we have new information that will lead to something else. And yeah, I'm sure that they will speak more about this, and because it relates, yes, to the law of attraction, or the law of manifestation, that we should master our thoughts.
I agree.
Would you like to add something else, Leo?
I feel pretty good and complete. How
Mhm.
about you?
I think so. I think so. I'm looking at what they wrote. No, I think that the main information is that this famous disclosure and the mass landing that we may or may not expect or want will not occur this way in a short amount of time, and this is more um, an inner process, and if we want, we can reach out to them. They are open to us. They are willing to assist and to help us. But before we do, we have to be clear on what we want and to send a clear signal in order to attract the good beings, the nicest ones, the nice ones, I would say. And yes, and the more and more, yeah, we will have other informations, and the more and more they will come and cross they will cross our sky. But yeah, it's really interesting.
Indeed.
So we hope that you enjoyed this new episode on our thoughts on this channeling on ET contacts and UFOs. And we will record another video soon on another topic. So yes, feel free to to answer our poll in order to know what you're interested in the community tab on our YouTube, and we will record a video on this.
Yes. Thank you all for joining. See you guys next
Thank you. Bye bye.
time.